Tonight at 6, we introduce you to the woman who's walking the streets of downtown Duluth, hoping to make them safer. Plus, a big step toward transparency is coming to Minnesota law enforcement. And Minnesota adds to the nation's growing list of Omicron cases. What we know about the patient and how health leaders are preparing for more.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening. I'm Briggs LaSavage. Kristen is on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. Duluth leaders are sharing their plans for how to make the downtown area safer. The mayor, police chief, and Greater Downtown Council president updated the community on the latest public safety initiatives this morning. Chief Mike Tuskin shared how the police department is expanding social outreach programs downtown to combat issues like opioid crisis. He says they want to avoid using jail as what he called a fix for people with real mental illnesses and addictions. Tuskin believes it's important for the public to be involved in the community policing process.
We know that the strength of our organization will always be the community that we police with. And so part of this is getting feedback on things that are going well and things that we need to improve upon.
Tuskin believes these new outreach practices have already helped de-escalate mental health crises. The Greater Downtown Council has also introduced several ways to combat addiction and homelessness in the downtown area, a place some business owners and community members say has been riddled with disturbances in recent years. Now the GDC has a new face out on the streets, hoping to change that. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham explains how she plans to do it.
It's called a community outreach specialist, and their goal is to forge relationships with people downtown who may otherwise cause disturbances or go unnoticed. The hope is that those personal interactions will open the door to providing resources and assistance to those in need. There was a lot of community discussion about that new role earlier this year. Now the GDC has hired Renee Graves, who's been walking the streets of downtown Duluth for the last month now. Her job is to approach people who may need help and talk to them about what their needs are. She writes down their contact information and puts everything on a map to determine hotspots that could be used the most help. She also reports that she sees and advocates for assistance from the city or police department. Graves says her ultimate goal is to build a relationship with the people she talks with and to help them feel seen.
I really need to inquire, what is it that I can help you with right now? And then also, I want to be able to continue helping you moving forward. So let's start with this moment today.
Graves walks around the downtown area and Canal Park area on a daily basis, but other areas like the hillside neighborhoods are out of her jurisdiction. Graves works hand in hand with the GDC's Clean and Safe team, too. They'll update each other on the interactions they have, but ultimately, Graves' job is to develop those long-term sustained relationships.
Thank you, Quinn. Coming up at 10, join us as we walk alongside Graves and take a look at her daily interactions. Meanwhile, the Minnesota State Patrol is rolling out body cams for troopers in the state. Starting next week, 40 troopers will start wearing the cameras. They'll be required to turn them on before any enforcement interaction with a member of the public. The cameras will automatically turn on if a trooper draws their taser or handgun. Every trooper will be outfitted with a body cam by the end of June next year. Colonel Matt Langer says the public expects officers to have cameras now, and there hasn't been any pushback from troopers.
I like to be able to demonstrate what they're doing and to have that official record. So in the event that some interaction isn't captured by their squad video, the fact that they now have body-worn camera to also capture it is a value added, and they're excited about it.
About 645 troopers will be outfitted with the cameras eventually. The legislature funded that new technology. Minnesota is now offering $5,000 hiring bonuses for new corrections officers. That includes at the facilities in Togo, Willow River, and Moose Lake. The Department of Corrections says new officers will get half of that $5,000 after a year on the job and the other half after 2. They're also offering a new streamlined application process and walk-in interviews. Coming up tonight at 10, we hear from the commissioner about the staffing situations at our local prisons and why his department is taking this big step to hire more corrections officers. 10 jurors are now seated for the trial of a former suburban Minneapolis police officer charged with manslaughter. Kim Potter is accused in the shooting death of 20-year-old Dante Wright. It happened in Brooklyn Center back in April. The 10 jurors are made up of 5 women and 5 men. 4 more jurors are needed before opening statements can begin. Those are expected to start next week. Potter has said she meant to grab her taser, but instead grabbed her handgun. Well, Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, it sounds like we do have some snow in our future down the line.
A couple of chances coming our way in the next 7 days, about 3 of them. The first one is tonight. Now, setting the stage, warmer temperatures. That helps to egg on a chance for a rain-snow mix. Morning lows, for example, were warmer than normal, running a range of, the upper 20s from International Falls through Ely to the lower 30s in places like Moose Lake, Hinckley, Siren, and Hayward. Similar conditions overnight tonight. Well, in conjunction with a wave of lower pressure marked off by the dotted line there, means there's a good chance, a 30% chance for flurries mixed with some rain showers overnight tonight through about the commute tomorrow morning. So it may be slippery when you're going to work tomorrow. Please be cautious. And of course, once you get to work, then that higher pressure cell from the west will start to make it drier and sunnier for the short term. Speaking of the short term, we eye up the forecast then that says tonight, cloudier sky, 25 degrees for the temp, 30% chance for the very light snows, less than an inch if anything even tries to stick. Sunshine Friday afternoon and 35 will give way back towards clouds on Saturday, which leads to the next chance of snow on Sunday. Could be a moderate snowfall, according to the latest charts, and I'll show them to you in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Today, Minnesota became the second state to report a case of the COVID-19 Omicron variant. The man who tested positive lives in the cities and came from an anime convention in New York City. One close contact also tested positive, but health officials haven't yet confirmed if that case is Omicron too. During a visit to western Minnesota today, Governor Walz talked about the variant arriving here.
It's not surprising that it showed up. It is an area that we need to show caution and concern around. We're learning more every day.
Walz says the state was ready for this variant and has a plan in place to tackle its spread. But the new variant now in Minnesota, local health officials are closely monitoring 10 other possible cases in the state. CBS3's Abigail Smith gives us the latest on what this means for Minnesota and how local health officials are responding.
Many questions swirled around the state Thursday as Minnesota reported the nation's second case of the Omicron variant.
What does this new variant mean? What is the transmissibility rate? What is the severity of disease that it's causing?
But even with all the unknowns, health officials say a rise in the highly effective monoclonal antibody treatment remains promising.
They're lab-made proteins that are specifically designed to target the spike protein on the COVID-19 virus. And what they do is they block the virus from being able to attach and enter into the human cells.
Antibodies are injected through an IV for patients most at risk who have mild to moderate symptoms within 10 days of testing positive. The goal is to keep things from getting any worse.
Expect them to continue to be effective. The question is how effective, and that will become clear in coming weeks.
For now, only people who are high risk and over 12 years old can get the monoclonal antibody treatment. All efforts to prevent hospitalizations and deaths.
They will reduce the potential for a patient to develop severe symptoms and need to admit to the emergency room or the hospital.
Essentia says currently they offer 3 types of antibody treatments, all 70 to 80% effective against the Delta variant.
For more information on qualifications for an antibody treatment, you can visit our website. And new at 6, Duluth school leaders are considering extending students' winter break by 2 days. They hope it could help keep COVID cases down and alleviate the burden of staffing shortages. The school board will weigh in on Tuesday nights, and if approved, Wednesday, December 22nd and Monday, January 3rd would be added to the holiday break. Superintendent John Mangus says with many unfilled positions right now, these extra days would help ensure that the district has the staff they need. He says it could also help keep any COVID cases to a minimum when kids do come back to class, adding that the district would offer COVID testing for students on January 3rd. COVID patients are packing Wisconsin hospitals at levels not seen for a year. State health leaders say most of the patients are unvaccinated. The state reported almost 5,100 new cases today. 3 more people died, bringing the total death toll to nearly 9,100. 92% of the state's hospital beds are in use, with 95% of ICU beds full. The Omicron variant has not yet been detected in Wisconsin. Meanwhile, Minnesota reported more than 5,300 new cases today. 72 more people died, bringing the death toll to nearly 9,600. In our region, according to the state, there are only 3 open adult ICU beds, and there are no open pediatric ICU beds. Health leaders in both states are encouraging people to get vaccinated and boosted. In Minnesota, anxiety won't qualify you for medical marijuana. The Minnesota Department of Health said today that it would not add anxiety disorders as a qualifying condition for medical cannabis. The state health commissioner says there's not enough scientific evidence of benefits for helping treat that disorder. No new conditions have been added to the existing list of 17 qualifying health conditions. Yesterday, Minnesota did agree to add infused edibles to a list of approved products that can be sold at dispensaries. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, as the cold months set in across our region, you could be paying more to keep your house warm. We'll explain why next.
Our record high is 54 from 1962. Today we got to 40, so more than halfway there. The normal is 29. Temperatures tomorrow should be a little warmer than normal, but there is a cool down coming, along with the chance of snow. Both collide and coincide over the weekend. We'll show you the 7-day forecast that covers those days right after a break.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Anthony Matt.
Essentia Health is using a new tool to detect lung cancer. It's called the Monarch. It's a robotic-assisted tool that helps detect lung cancer earlier. Inside St. Mary's Medical Center in downtown Duluth, a new state-of-the-art piece of equipment is helping Dr. Eric Swanson, a pulmonary and critical care physician, fight lung cancer.
It's not a screening technology, but it's something that's often the next step after someone's had a chest screening CT.
The technology is new to Essentia and more efficient and less invasive than previous procedures.
The goal of the robotic-assisted bronchoscopy is to actually get a biopsy of a lung nodule.
To do that, a patient is sedated and a tube is put down their throat so physicians can guide a small camera into the lungs.
It's something that's easy to pick up and be able to, drive into the appropriate locations.
The Monarch platform provides physicians with continuous bronchoscope vision throughout the entire procedure.
This allows us to get further out into the lungs and safely biopsy the lung without requiring a major surgery. The added reach of this scope and then the vision that we've never had before, I think the chances of us getting to lung nodules at an earlier state is far higher than ever before.
Essentia has been using the technology since the beginning of September, and so far, it's been paying dividends.
We've had very good success so far. We've found infections, we've found lung cancers, we've found benign lung tumors.
In total, the whole process takes about 1 to 2 hours, and the patient is able to go home the same day. Essentia is one of only 2 facilities in the state of Minnesota to utilize this technology, and the only one north of the Twin Cities.
To learn more about this or other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free. No one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Reliable starts here at Interstate Battery in Superior, Wisconsin. Shop our wide variety of car, AAA, phone, key, and sealed lead-acid batteries. Find the right battery right away with the help of our expert staff. Visit us today at 426 John Avenue in Superior.
Would you like to sign my petition about keeping our science requirements strong? Ben Dover. Thanks, Ben.
I needed a new plan, one where I could reach the masses. I deployed every weapon in my literary arsenal. Humor.
So funny.
Fear-mongering.
So scary.
And heartfelt emotion.
Not where I shine. I'll end on fear.
A new Young Sheldon, tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
CBS3 News is brought to you by Fond du Luth Casino. CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lake Superior College. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, last night's big weather news with the stiff winds that were northwesterly going 15 to 25, even 45 miles per hour. Turnabout being fair play. Now they're back to calm. So the winds, we're not going to be concerned with those immediately. No, tonight we now have to face a chance for light precip that may not add up to much to accumulate, but it may slick up the roads for tomorrow morning's commute. And then after that, by the latter part of the weekend, there's a decent chance now for a moderate snowfall coming our way. And we'll talk about both counts here after this look at our current conditions. Along with those calm winds, we have a current temp of 29 degrees at the airport in Duluth. The relative humidity is 75%, and our air pressures come back up now a bit, 30.01 inches of mercury. As yesterday's clipper leaves, and we set the stage for a little wave of lower pressure to bring a slight chance for a rain-snow mix tonight. Current temps, 31 degrees, holding steady there from Watersmeet to Ironwood in the Upper Peninsula. Northern Wisconsin numbers go from 30 in Solon Springs and Hayward to 34 for Ashland and La Pointe. And I'm sure Washburn and Ino are pretty close to that mark. 33 degrees is the current number in Superior. Into Minnesota, we're eyeing up 29 for Hibbing, Chisholm, and Buell, 27 International Falls, 34 for our friends in Moose Lake, and most of the rest of the region in between, although up the Gunflint Trail it is a bit nippy in the lower 20s. Most low temps tonight likely will be mid-20s to about 30 degrees, so still warmer than normal, and in part thanks to cloud cover. So if one clipper is leaving, the next low pressure system coming our way is bringing back the clouds. And that low pressure system is just a wave of lower pressure up in the atmosphere that's creating enough lift for these clouds. Not seeing any precip coming down now, but there is a little bit off towards the west. And so that means a 30% chance for a rain-snow mix region-wide tonight through about the commute time tomorrow morning. And then, I think tomorrow afternoon, this high pressure, even though it's slipping down to the south, will dry us up and bring us a little bit of sunshine for Friday afternoon. But things are going to change up once we get into the weekend. Low pressure system. I think it's going to be an Alberta Clipper with an attitude, because most Alberta Clippers usually bring about 3 to 6 inches of snow. This one packs a 70% chance for perhaps 4 to 8 inches of snow Saturday night into Sunday. Here's a look at the latest charts for snowfall totals, and yeah, we're running roughly the range of 4 to 8, though up around the northern fringes maybe a little bit less. Not a huge blizzard, no, but it'll give us something to get out and actually shovel and plow and snow blow after being teased here for much of the so-called winter so far. Tonight, Minnesota, 30% chance for a rain-snow mix. Same deal for our friends in Wisconsin and Michigan. For tomorrow in the afternoon, partly cloudy Wisconsin, Michigan with highs in the mid to upper 30s. Minnesota numbers should run anywhere from 30 to 38, partly cloudy sky as well. But then the change begins on Saturday. It gets cloudy again and cooler into the 20s. Come Sunday, there's our 70% chance for that moderate snowfall, followed by a chance to shovel on Monday, in turn followed by another chance for a little more snow come Tuesday. And of course, we'll continue to track both of these systems in detail until we get done with them.
All right, thank you, Dave. If you're looking for a way to help your neighbor this holiday season, the city of Duluth has an opportunity for you. Duluth officials need several more volunteers to help with snow removal. The city created a snow removal program to help 25 seniors and people with disabilities clear their sidewalks. Carl Crawford, the city's Human Rights Commissioner, says helping out those in need can motivate others to do the same.
Extremely important for us throughout this winter season to get to know our neighbors, look to the right and left of us, and help those. There's been plenty of times when I've come home and someone has shoveled my walkway, and it's contagious. It makes me want to go out when I'm out shoveling to continue to go over to the next house and clear that walkway. And
check 1 2, check 1 2.
Right now, the city needs between 8 and 10 adult volunteers for the Central Hillside and Lincoln Park districts. To find out if you qualify to volunteer, you can find a link on our website. Your Minnesota power bill will be going up next year. Starting January 1st, residential rates will go up 7%. That comes out to almost $6 a month for the average homeowner. All other customers, including businesses, will see a 14% increase. This comes after the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission approved the power company's interim rate request today. Minnesota Power is hoping to raise revenue by more than $100 million to help pay for sustainable energy initiatives. The MPUC still has to decide on a final rate increase, which likely won't happen until early 2023. These interim rates will stay in effect until then. All right, Duncan Goldberg joins us now. Duncan, what's going on in sports tonight?
Yeah, we got a busy day. A star UMD Bulldog, he's reeling in some prestigious hardware after a very big month. Plus, some big changes are on their way for high school hoops in Minnesota that will drastically change the way the game is played.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our Golden Plump bone-in chicken breast for only $1.99 per pound and get Smithfield bone-in pork spare ribs for just $2.49 per pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get Dole organic bananas for just 77 cents per pound and ripe avocados for just 77 cents each. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
I'm telling you, you should open a business.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
I've got an idea.
I hope you like it.
I love it. Just one question. What's that?
It's a chair. New plan. You make the furniture, I make the ideas, NBC makes them happen.
That was always the plan.
Bring us your best ideas. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Oh yes, I remember. It was on Christmas Eve many years ago. I was on my way to my grandparents' house in Duluth. We were on a train.
And the train became snarled in a horrific storm. Everyone feared that Christmas would be lost. But what the little girl and train conductor did next saved Christmas for everyone. This is the Christmas City Express, a train ride and storytelling experience on the North Shore Scenic Railroad in Duluth. Tickets and information at DuluthTrains.com. The Christmas City Express is your ticket to fun holiday memories for your entire family.
All aboard!
One of our biggest sales of the year ends soon. The Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Get huge savings on our already low prices, up to 50% off. Plus, see what's new, what's in stock, and save 25% on our great accessories. Give your home that special touch. Huge store-wide savings at the Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Hurry and soon. And for better sleep, come to Slumberland Sleep Solutions and see how easy it is now to shop for a mattress.
Calling all ice anglers and winter sports enthusiasts.
The Arrowhead Ice Fishing and Winter Show presented by Eskimo returns December 10th through 12th.
Join us for the biggest sale of the year.
Save big with special show-only pricing.
And take home cash and carry items to get ready for winter fun.
Experience the thrills of Sea Lion Splash.
Fish at the frozen basin for prizes.
And attend panel discussions at the Icebox.
One action-packed weekend only.
December 10th through the 12th.
At the deck in Duluth.
$5 event parking.
Details at arrowheadiceshow.com.
Hi, Russell Nicolay, Nicolay Law Office. If you've been seriously injured, we can help. For the last 14 years, my office has been helping folks like you and holding insurance companies accountable. My award-winning legal team can help you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured, get Nicolay. We win or you don't pay.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
Big changes are on the way to basketball courts in the Northland. This morning, the Minnesota State High School League Board of Directors voted to implement a 35-second shot clock. It will be mandatory change at the varsity level for both girls and boys. It won't be implemented for another 2 years, though, starting in the 2023-24 season, giving schools enough time to purchase and install the necessary equipment. Minnesota becomes the 10th state to implement the shot clock. Wisconsin nearly implemented a shot clock in 2017, but received pushback and opted to continue without it.
I'm super excited for it, especially the way that we play. We play super up-tempo. I think it gives a lot of skilled players the opportunity more to show their game. I think it makes a lot of coaches adjust to how the game is changing too. Schools the size of us, it's going to be difficult, to call smart. But other than that, the basketball piece just alone, I think it's wonderful.
The high school basketball season is already underway here in the Northland. The Hilltoppers tip things off at 7:15 with 2 Harbors tonight at home. To some hockey news, UMD goaltender Ryan Fanti may be out this week with COVID-19, but that's not stopping him from raking in the awards. Fanti has been named Goaltender of the Month by both the NCHC and the Hockey Commissioners Association. He had 4 shutouts in November, allowing just 8 total goals in 8 games for an NCAA best 957 save percentage. Fanti is out this weekend against Northern Michigan, but expects to return the following week against Denver. And to the football field now, where the Minnesota Vikings star wide receiver Justin Jefferson has been named the NFC Offensive Player of the Month. Jefferson did it all in the month of November for the Vikes with 464 yards receiving on 24 receptions, which equals 116 yards per game in the month of October. Jefferson reeled in 3 touchdowns as well.
Just getting the ball a little bit more last month and getting a couple more targets, more opportunities. So making the most of those opportunities, and glad that I made the most of those.
The Vikings start December on the road this Sunday at the Detroit Lions. And Major League Baseball has locked out its players after failing to reach an agreement on a new collective bargaining agreement with the players' union. It's the first work stoppage in the league in more than 25 years, and the move puts the start of the coming 2022 season in doubt. League Commissioner Rob Manfred held a press conference today in Texas to talk about the lockout.
Look, it's not a good thing for the sport. It's not something that we undertake lightly. We understand it's bad for our business. We took it out of a desire to drive the process forward to an agreement now.
And make sure you tune back in tonight at 10, because Thursday night face-off is officially back. You can get your hockey fix with anything from the high school ranks to exclusive one-on-one interviews featuring the #1 ranked UMD men's team and the top 10 ranked women's team, as well as the Minnesota Wild back in action tonight. We'll have a whole lot of puck tonight.
Yeah, a lot of exciting games going on, so we'll look forward to that.
Yep, excited for it.
Thanks, Duncan. Something else a lot of people are looking forward to after a year off during the pandemic, Duluth is bringing back a favorite holiday tradition this weekend. The Duluth Winter Village features vendors from all across the Twin Ports selling their crafts, food, and more. Just before the holidays, crews have been busy this week setting up on Harbor Drive behind the deck, which is near a new location this year. It used to be held at Glensheen, but Lucy Amundsen with the deck, who joined us on the CBS3 morning show this morning, says the Winter Village will still feature the same charm that people have come to love. My mom and I are going to go to that, and going Saturday, because Saturday into Sunday sounds like there could be some snow.
Yeah, get things done on Saturday before a chance for bigger snows comes on Sunday. Let's talk about the short term first. Tomorrow, little tiny snows could come across, just enough to slick up the roadways for the commute on Friday morning. That'll be followed by a partly cloudy sky in the afternoon, which gives way back towards mostly cloudy on Saturday. Then, Sunday, 70% chance for snow. Right now, it looks to be a moderate snow, perhaps running the range of 4 to 8 inches. And then Monday it clears up a little bit and cools down, giving us a chance to work up a sweat and do some shoveling.
Sounds good to me. We'll see you back here at 10.